Hello, good and welcome to my channel. I'm Tolu, and on this channel I share lessons that I've learned and that I am learning, resources and encouragement I believe will be beneficial to other young women out there. Thank you for tuning in. So in today's video, I'll be talking about my experience as a diploma student at the ICTP, how the application process was like and how the program was like for me, and general information about the program too. The reason why I'm sharing this is because I believe it may be useful to someone out there who is looking towards or considering applying for a similar program. So I hope this video is helpful in some way to you. Thank you for watching. Let's go into the video. First of all, what is the ICTP? The ICTP is an acronym for the Abdusalam International Center for Theoretical Physics, and it is located in Trieste, Italy. It's like a really large institute where a lot of programs are organized by the institute. They have PhD programs in conjunction with other institutions, master's programs. They also organize different workshops, summer schools, and they also organize research stays for researchers from different countries. And then there's a diploma program, which is what I was a part of and what I'll be talking about in this video. The diploma program is a one-year program where about 50 students from developing countries all over the world are admitted and trained. The students take courses and round up the program with a thesis. There are 5 sections in the program. There's a mathematics section, the high energy, cosmological and astrological physics, and then there's the condensed matter physics, earth system physics section, and finally the quantitative life sciences section. So during the year, the students take courses and write a thesis to prepare them for further graduate studies like a master's or a PhD if they so desire. So the ICTP diploma program is like a training ground or a preparatory ground for students who desire to go into academia, who desire to pursue further graduate studies. And although not everyone eventually goes into academia, in the 20th anniversary last year, we got to meet a lot of ICTP alumni who are not even into academia. But I think the whole idea of the diploma program is to prepare students for further graduate studies and to equip them further to be able to really do well in their PhDs or masters, because we take a lot of preparatory courses to build the foundation needed for whatever it is we want to further our studies in. So it's a really beautiful program actually, and I'm so grateful for the privilege to have passed through it. Now a background on how I got to know about ICTP, why I chose to go there, and how the application process was like. I know I wanted to study mathematics since I was in senior secondary school, that is high school, but then I really did not know the full scope of what I could do with mathematics. In fact, there was a time I used to say I just wanted to be a teacher because I really did not know so much what I could do with a degree in mathematics, but I knew I wanted to study that. Eventually, I decided I wanted to become a professor in mathematics, to get a PhD and become a professor at a renowned university and do my research. I was still young then, but like I sort of knew that was what I wanted to do. And then not many people, like there were a lot of people that felt like, what are you going to do with mathematics? You're going to be a teacher. And they were so wrong. But I believe that people are beginning to understand better that studying mathematics, there are endless possibilities for you if you want to study mathematics. There are actually endless possibilities for you, I think, regardless of what course you study. Just have to maybe find them. So after secondary school, I got into university and I got admitted to study mathematics at the University of Ilorin, and I had such a beautiful time in undergraduate studies. I enjoyed the courses and I really felt like this is what I wanted to do. Then in my final year, after I finished my exams and I completed my thesis, I was just waiting for the convocation ceremony so I could get my certificate and my transcript and move on to the next stage. One of my professors in school, Professor Fadikwe Joseph, called me, told me about ICTP, encouraged me to apply, and she told me that she would like to meet one of our previous students who also went to ICTP and just rounded up the program, was about to begin a PhD. I went to the University of Ilorin, by the way, and this as student, Dr. Windari, also went there, but he finished a few years before me. I will always be thankful to Professor Fadipe Joseph because she has really been very instrumental in my journey so far. Very helpful with recommendation letters, like right from the very beginning, and like she has always been a motivation for me. So a former student, now Dr. Windare, came to our office and she called me and then we met. I was so excited to see him because like this is what I wanted, and like there was someone who had actually gotten the privilege of being able to walk the path I wanted to walk. I also encouraged, he told me what the program was like, everything about it, and I was really like, wow, I really want to experience this. Then he also told me about other opportunities for graduate studies, that he gave me like some schools I could apply to, like just so I could do my further research and get to work on the applications, just so my eyes could be open to all of these opportunities that were actually out there, because I actually did not know so much about this. Like I wanted to further my studies, I wanted to do postgraduate studies abroad, but I really did not have so much information. I thought that it would be a very complicated and cost intensive process, but it really made me see that it's not so difficult, and I'm so thankful to God for this meeting, and I will never forget. I'm always so grateful for that meeting because it was really the starting point for me in my application journeys. So during the meeting, I took notes and made up my mind to check out the schools and check the application window so I could apply, know the documents I needed, all the things I needed so I could prepare for application. And I tried to do that. But then I sort of became slack. And then another moment that was very pivotal in like my whole journey was when my boyfriend now, Resurrection, then my friend, called me, and he graduated from university a year before me, and so I think he had already even started working at this time. So he just called to check up on me and he really asked what I was doing, what were my future plans, and what I was doing about them. And I wasn't really doing anything because I don't know, I was quite slack. And I think a reason might have been because I was feeling scared to apply. I was scared of being rejected. So because I was scared of being rejected, I was slow to apply. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that because I wasn't sure if I was going to be good enough to be accepted. So I wasn't confident enough to put in applications. So I was just slack about that. But he told me to apply that, like I should not be lazy about it, and he really just woke me up and got me to do the work, although I cried a bit because he had never like spoken to me like so frankly before, but it was very helpful and it was a very pivotal point for me, and so I started applying. And I think like there's a lesson there like that may be helpful to one or two of you or some of you that are listening. Don't be scared to apply. It is better to apply and be rejected than not to apply at all, right? And if you never apply, you won't know whether you would have been accepted or rejected. So don't let the fear of being rejected hold you back from applying. Just submit your applications. And these applications I even wanted to submit were free. It's not like they were costing me money. So I could, like, all it needed was my time and recommendation letters, which is something that I'm really thankful for. I'm thankful for all the lecturers that helped me with writing recommendation letters and all. But just apply. Just apply. I know like it can be somehow intimidating or scary, and the fear might want to keep you back from applying. But if you never apply, you never know, right? So apply for the job, apply for that position, put in your best, and if you are rejected, at least you tried, right? So after the call, I was really inspired again and I got to work with the applications. At this time, I was already doing my youth service. So I applied I'd already started applying then, but I was just very slow about it. So I wrote my essays, asked for recommendation letters. A big thank you to all the professors who wrote recommendation letters for me so far. I'm so thankful. And yeah, so I turned in my applications. I applied to the University of Oxford, I applied to Glasgow, I applied to the ICTP, I applied to BMS, and I think I applied to one other university in Scotland. So after applying, I waited for feedback. Like I said, I was doing my youth service at this time. The youth service is a mandatory 1 year program for Nigerian university and I think polytechnic graduates where we work in government institutions or private institutions and get paid by the government for 1 year. So that's what I was doing. I was a teaching assistant in my University of Ilorin. Was working then. After a while, I started to hear feedback from the programs I applied to. The first one I think was Oxford. I wasn't accepted. It was very painful. Then I heard from Glasgow. In Glasgow, I was accepted, but I wasn't given funding. The funding I applied for, I wasn't accepted into the funding program I applied for, but I got accepted into a master's program in mathematics. But that was not very viable because I did not want to put the burden on my parents to sponsor my master's education and I could not sponsor myself. Then I heard from also the other university in Scotland I applied for, whose name I don't remember, but I don't remember what it was. Either I was not accepted or there was no funding, so I was left with BMS and ICTP. Then I had from BMS. I actually passed the first stage and then I moved to the interview stage. BMS is short for Berlin Mathematical School. So I passed the first stage of the BMS admission process, and the next stage was an interview. I did the interview, but I did not do so well in the interview actually because there were a lot of things I did not know. There was a lot of mathematics I did not know, and I was not prepared for such a program. So I wasn't accepted. But one thing I did that was very helpful was that when I got the rejection mail, I wrote to them and told them that, oh, I'm really like sad that I wasn't accepted. I was really looking forward to being accepted. But what exactly was wrong with my application and what can I do better? And surprisingly, they replied me and told me that like my application was actually okay, but that they would advise that I go for a master's program, like maybe AIMS, something more international, like AIMS, and then reapply the next year. So I was at least happy to get the feedback from them, even though I was quite discouraged. And then I checked out AIMS, and AIMS is a short is an acronym for African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. So I checked it out, and the application was still going on. And at AIMS, I don't really know so much about the full scope of their program, but I know that they have master's programs in mathematics. I think for 1 year or 1.5 years, intensive. It's quite an intensive program, and it's located in like I think 5 or 6 African countries, Ghana, South Africa, and Tanzania being some of them. So I applied, but then I wasn't accepted. I got feedback for them and I wasn't accepted. I don't really know what went wrong, but I was not happy because I felt like my chances to go to AIMS are gone, and also BMS, because BMS told me that if I got accepted into AIMS, then I should reapply next year. But now I wasn't accepted to AIMS, so I was quite discouraged. Then shortly after, I heard from ICTP and I passed the first stage and was to move to the second stage, which is the interview stage. I was quite nervous because I had done an interview previously and I did not do so well. So I really did not know how to prepare for the interview because there's only so there isn't so much there isn't because there isn't so much you can do in the space of like 2 weeks to prepare for an interview that is to be based on your entire 4 year bachelor's degree. So I just brushed up a bit on my third year university notes and just tried to refresh my memory about it to prepare. And then the interview came and went. It was good. It was actually okay. It was much better than my BMS interview. So I was a bit more hopeful. And then I heard from them and I got the position. I was so excited. Thank you for watching so far. Because the video was getting quite long, I decided to split it into two. So I'll release the second half as a separate video. I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. I hope it inspires you, motivates you to work on those applications to pursue your dreams. Thank you for tuning in today. Please subscribe, like, and share with your friends. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.